The Alchemist's Theories 1. On the Flame and its Murmurs. Pure light engulfs the knowledge of the ancient breed, protects it in a flaming core. Wisdom far beyond my own imagination. I could stare into the fire for hours, seeking answers, a whisper, but I hear none. Despite possessing a voice, it only speaks to those born from the flame. A shame, as I believe we could have quite enlightened conversations. Flame Shrines. A rather adventurous landing, but I'm quite satisfied otherwise. After all, I found a flame shrine. I postulate that the ancients leave behind a spark after they expire. Their light joins the flame and imbues all knowledge collected throughout their lifespan. At times, however, they rest in these shrines atop cliffs or amidst faraway caves. What whispers of wisdom are they hiding? Also, how does one get down from here? The ancient spire, beacons of light. These spires stretch to the firmament and deny entry to those who are unworthy. The ancient breed enters, but I never see them leave. I've two theories. One, the ancient spires are somehow connected to one another, and the silent ones travel between them as they please. Or two, the ancient spires serve as a burial site, similar to the flame shrine. The ancients store all knowledge of the land and the flame here when they leave the mortal plane. One way or another, I cannot enter. When I step on the ornate plate, nothing occurs. What a shame. On Elixir Well, the springs of the elixir. Another elixir well is built on the backs of workers, slaving away tirelessly to gouge a tunnel into the earth. The plans for this construction are otherworldly. The chasm spits fumes with every jab. Thin veils of mist cause headaches and irritate the eyes. All for the elixir. I hope this foul air will not spread to Lone Thistle. The elixir, a flood of woe. It's a formula I do not quite grasp, sophisticated beyond imagination. I'm not surprised to know that the source of this recipe is otherworldly. Created from the flesh of these tiny, delicate fungi growing deep beneath the earth. It grants power, yet when I look at this flask, worry fills my heart. This will never be a cure. This will always be a weapon. Perhaps the ancients wanted to hide this for a reason. The Alchemist's Theories 2. The Shroud Looms. The blue jays no longer drift so carelessly through the air. Something is changing. A nebula flows towards us, springs from the abyss like a tidal wave. They call it the Shroud. It carries disease and suffering, changes soil and people. I must understand this madness, but discovering a remedy will be difficult with supply lines cut off by the soldiers. War. They took the Pikemead's Reach. They killed King Gomander, an army of lunatics, sickly pale, barely lifting their feet above the bloodied ground. They dragged themselves through our valleys, through the miasma, led by the mad god of the north, Vorgoth. I always knew the elixir would sow a seed of distrust. I look up at the ancient spire, at the sky. There is no running, no hiding. We must persevere. Smothered and devoured by obscurity. The shroud swallows all, even us. We become lost to dusk, vanish, and morph into a sea of cornflower-stained twilight. Never have I encountered a sickness, a curse of this gravitas. The fog burns eyes and lungs, but doesn't quite kill. It spreads, it manipulates, it eats away at us slowly, leaving only a husk. There is no cure for this. Only the power of the flame can keep the shroud at bay. Spores and sickness. I believe the shroud to be spores. Tiny, almost minuscule fragments that spread through the air, now condensed, heavy and potent. They cling to airways, eyes, fur and skin. They spread. The fungi release these spores upon contact, but their roots might have been anchored below us for a long time. We awoke a slumbering malady at the Earth's core when we built the first elixir well, distilled the first elixir. The mysterious wanderer opened the floodgates to ruin. Metamorphism. Even in shroud and war, there is light, a flicker, a spark of hope. A group of ancients spoke to me. For the first time ever, in an age of outcries, they hushed. They planned to build cinder vault vessels, which will guide an ancient flame into a human shell. Body and mind, flame and flesh, a mortal soul born from fire, able to banish the fog. Hopefully, we can bring forward a new age this way. Ancient Obelisk 1. In a world destined for ruin. Humanity will fade, as all beings do. Their light will flicker and die, untouched by the eternal flame. Meaningless and minuscule in the face of near-endless insight, burning brightly. Turning to dust as we turn to fire, an endless cycle of ruin and turmoil. The flame-touched face, unforeseen, humanity is ephemeral, nothing but a brief moment in time, a breath long taken, the blink of an eye. Yet, despite their mortal nature, they have created fire, a flame of their own to brighten their impending dawn. Chasms which split the earth. Nestled within the Starfall Kingdom, a chasm so deep its contents have eluded us for millennia. No secret can resist illumination by light of the eternal flame, an archaic evil, brewing, growing. It must be buried, flooded, and sealed. Humanity should never brush against these tendrils of pandemonium. Our sanctum amidst the hollow, blinded from within. Crude lifeblood is extracted, diluted, and alchemized, transformed, transfigured, molten and born anew. Profound power fueling the bodies of the youngest in Embervale, rotting them. We've failed, blinded by our stoicism. Let us point our gaze back towards the sky, for this hollowed core cannot be saved. Our eye towards the stars, forever shut. Energy, welling from deep inside the core, a light erupts, breaching the boundaries of space itself. A door to be opened by the flame touched, the brightest of sparks will walk a path lined by fire, and illuminate what is shrouded in shadow. Never let the stars be extinguished, never douse the sun, rise above all, a legacy to last an eternity. A breath of light fading. We've been split, ripped apart like a twin-headed eel. The discordance in our midst sunders our youngest from the Empyrean, a new chapter at last. They wish to protect the ephemeral flame. Inspired by the half-lights and fireflies of humankind, we will all shift and fall. At last, we stumble. As the final tide frees us. Finally, remnants of an elusive age cast away. Drowned in waves, yet another evil, a mistake, brushed away and sealed. Let the water flush out all that is tainted. After us, the flood. Of the flaw in us all. Perhaps the flame had been tainted all its life, blinded by its own light, or perhaps it was us. The final flaw, raised too high above the rest. A fall so deep, so devastating, it rivals the chasms of Starfall Kingdom, a failure to rip us in two. Divided, in shambles, our young drowning in war, our old locked inside the stars, a miscalculation, ash among starfire, after all. We must start anew. Manathor. Honey misery. No honey. No honey root beer, no glazed and grilled yucca or summer spice tea until my beehive smoker and honeycomb arrive from East Lapis. Until then, creamy tomato soup, stuffed bell peppers, and this week only, draconian vulture wing fillet, served with sour cream and potato wedges. Get it while it's hot. Emily Frey. Garden gnome hallucinations. Digging his own grave. I see him when I wake. The tip of his little devilish blue hat, and what a stupid hat it is. So pointy and silly and filled with hatred. I see him when I close my eyes. The wicked smile, the shaking shovel in his tiny wrinkled hands. I see him, dig, dig, dig in the fields. He wants to push me in. He wants to bury me under rocks and soil. I won't let him win, that fiend. That grave he digs in my smallest field will be his own tomb. And then, when he is gone, I can finally sleep again. Sleep tight, so tight, and no one will call me Loopy no more. The blue jays no longer drift so carelessly throughout the air. Something is changing. Oh no. Okay, that is my brother. I failed to tell him what I was doing. Hi, Ryan. This is normal behavior for him. Okay, I will stop recording. Amidst wonders, our youngest from the Empyrean. How do I say that?
Empyrean.
Oh, okay. We awoke a slumbering Malady. Okay, Malady. Divided in shambles, our young drowning in war, our old locked inside the stars. Cut. The flame-touched face. Unforeseen. Humanity is ephemeral. I don't know if I said that right, so hold on. Cut. It must be buried, flooded, and sealed. Humanity should never brush against these tendrils of pandemonium. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this style of video. It's new to me. It was fun reading out loud to you. Tell me if you guys want more of that. Maybe it helps you sleep. Maybe you like to laugh at my voice. I mean, any reason. It doesn't matter. If you enjoyed the video, thank you. I appreciate that. And if you want more, like and subscribe.